Mario & Luigi Brothership is a smashing success of a game, but not in the way you think. After crushing him into dust with a great deal of effort and literally getting away with murder, Reclusa has had enough of the Mario Brothers shit and decided,
"If you even think about swinging those hammers again, I'll shove them so far up your ass that when you clap you'll sing fucking Beethoven."
Being classless little sponges with no musical taste, Mario and Luigi definitely don't want that. So it's time to answer the question. Can you beat Mario and Luigi Brothership without the hammer? No! You're forced to use the hammer from the very instant you attain it from Make It, or Build It if you prefer comparative mid, in order to free Ark from that damn escape pod. We are not getting away with a score of 0 here. The better question to ask would be, how many hammer uses are required in Mario & Luigi Brothership? The rules are deceptively simple. A hammer is a hammer, you can't say it's a bros attack or Luigi logic. If we, at any point, have to manually press a button of our own accord to make use of the hammer in one way or another, then the counter goes up. The X button isn't a hammer, no matter how much you may try to tell me otherwise. Put your fucking hand down, Patrick. We can, in fact, UFO spin without pretending we defied the laws of physics. One thing we will actually have to do, though, is defy the laws of physics. Because next, if a sequence break or other sort of speedrun skip can remove potential hammer uses from the counter, no matter how few, then it must be done. Much like with the minimum battles run, this is going to create all sorts of problems for us. Last but certainly not least, I'm aiming to complete the maximum possible amount of side quests and complete as many challenge objectives as I can without having to grind. Though admittedly, the latter won't get a lot of focus in this video, as they just unlock naturally as we progress through the run. I will also point out the total theoretical possible amount of challenges at the end. A couple disclaimers before we get fully started. Firstly, and most importantly for this run, for the first time in one of these challenges, I didn't get the minimum amount of hammers all in one file. I had to restart the run from scratch after a colossal routing error in Desolat, and after making yet another, comparatively more minor, error in the colorful Great Lighthouse, I decided I'd had enough and just pressed on regardless. Everything else was done all on the same file, no time travel shenanigans, but I felt y'all deserved to know. The particular room in question will be marked as demo footage when we get to it later in the video to make this distinction. Secondly, an important reminder that Sorrel Leaf, one of the friends that joined me in these Discord calls, is plural. Throughout the run, his guys were fronting at various different points for various amounts of time. Whenever someone new puts their cat on the mic during any Discord sections I show, I'll have this text blurb in the bottom right corner of the screen explaining who's fronting and what their preferred pronouns are. With all of that out of the way, we can get this run started at long last!
Boy, I sure do love seeing eldritch entities in my games!
Ah, sweet man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
Does Luigi appreciate the eldritch horrors beyond our comprehension?
No. She's a little bitch. Why do you think he has to carry a vacuum cleaner and suck the ghosts?
Fair enough.
Snoutlet be like, please watch my shows. I eat the ad revenue and watch out. Sponsor my gamer son. Wee, this is Snoutlet here. Are you out of energy? Are you feeling tired as fuck? Well, Gamer Subs has you covered, where we have, the anime waifu flavor, that's the only one I remember from all of those fuck-ass Gamer Subs ads. Anyway, Watch Snoutlet School today, and you will get 10% off your order for gamer subs. And they'll throw in a free green screen crash. Bwee bwee. Use code PLIG to get... No, wait, hold on. Use code NOTAPIG to get 10% off of your next order. Putty, putty, putty!
Editor. Only at CaptainFalconSchool.com.
the Piss Hands McGee.
I'm Piss Hands McGee.
No, wait, hold on.
Whoa! My name's X. Piss Hands McGee is my brother. Snoutlet School, please stop leaving my school before the bell rings. I'm begging you, please don't take my furniture. Wee.
Why are we
Why
taking
I just think of Snoutlet School. X, get out of here, not X. Snoutlet School. Trying to get out of the walls.
Snoutlet School. The British are British. Knowledge is power.
As mentioned at the start of the video, we immediately have to increment the counter to 3 once we attain the hammers for Make It. Absolutely nothing else will work in-game other than the X button, which swings the hammer, officially cementing this run's status as minimalist. And even outside of that, our run is affected right away. Of course, the hammer combo expert challenge is completely out of our grasp. It's in the damn name. Also, before I restarted my run, I was initially trying to collect every possible sprite bulb nest. This area being cut off means even before taking any other islands into account, we are completely locked out of 100% collection with overworld sprite bulbs. Not that it matters due to why I restarted the run, but we'll get to that soon enough. The shortcuts being locked out on both Shipshape and Rumbla is going to make overworld navigation more annoying throughout this run as well, but that's a given. At least that's what I thought, cause hi, me from the future here! Decided to test this out on the 5th of October on a whim, a week after the fucking run, and it turns out you actually can break normal rocks with the fire and ice move. And once again, the game withholds that information from us! I could have gotten all the sprite bulb nests if I wanted to, even though I didn't the second time round out of sheer spite. Just, oh my god, man! What is it with this game withholding critical information at every goddamn turn, bro? Hey, Luigi, what should you never call your mom? Exactly, your mom deserves respect, Luigi. The first battle-related problem of the run rears its ugly head during the Rumbla revisit. Starting here, the guard arms we've been fighting gain a new stance change ability. The first time we successfully jump on them, whether by directly attacking them or via a counter, they will raise their arms over their head to protect themselves. This is meant to incentivize using the hammer, but seeing as, well, those just got banned in Quebec, we have absolutely no choice at this point of the game but to accept the major reduction in damage potential. In addition to that, we are now unable to counter the rock throwing attack that guard arms have while in the arms up stance. And this is going to apply to every single hammer-based counter in the run. And if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that there's going to be a lot of them. To add further insult to injury, we're required to use the hammer a total of 10 times in order to get through the overworld progression necessary to reach Garumbla, our first boss. He is the ultimate poster child for how battles are going to go, at least for the time being. Not only does he have the same stance change mechanic as his guard arm underlings while on the ground, but once he stands up and the Luigi logic comes into play, a falling stone attack is introduced to his moveset, and it requires the hammer to counter, meaning we will be taking constant damage for the rest of the fight. Oh, and of course, the Luigi logic is banned. What? You honestly thought I forgot about the hammer uses in there? I ain't blind! After the battle, I hit level 8 and reached shell rank as a result. Both brothers were given the quick leveling bonus to start with, we get the piss pipe, and we move on. Floral Island. Yeah, this place is hell. Just holy shit. I haven't had a singular island be this catastrophic for a challenge since Jellyfish Island during the B-Button run. A few times throughout our trip, we come across these unbloomed flower bridges. How do we get past them, you ask? We complete a rhythm minigame. Oh, like the one we just recently did with Dowd and Emmett, right? Like those, right? No. All of them use the hammer. All of them. And are you ready for how many times we were made to use the hammer? 'Cause I don't think you're ready. No amount of buildup in the world is going to prepare you. We use the hammer 79 goddamn times! Yup, only 3 off of the infamous record of 82 B presses incurred by the Jellyfish Island pizza minigame back in the B-Button run. And to make things worse, these We Have Friday Night Funkin' at Home minigames make even more of an impact in the context of this challenge. Without spoiling the minimum hammer run's final counter, Floral alone contributes a whopping 53.38% of the hammer uses for the entire fucking run! Like, Christ, dude! Get me out of here before I have a damn aneurysm!
I was like, after this, MysteryMa'am will truly be MiseryMa'am.
Oh my god! That just reminds me of that meme with Sans where it's just, well, this stings. The lush green lighthouse is finally up on our docket, and it is not kind to us in the slightest. There are hammer uses required all across the board. 2 in this UFO spin room, 2 to get this plug to the north, 3 to get through this room, and a whopping 9 for this navigation puzzle. On top of that, spiked enemies finally worm their way into the picture, with bros attacks now being the only way to dispose of them. Our only other option being, of course, to run away like a little sissy baby. Needless to say, we're going to be relying on shops to replenish syrup jars a lot throughout the run, so side quests are going to be more critical than ever before. Also, guess who has to skip Goblik again? Yay! Thankfully, though, it's surprisingly nowhere near as bad as it was for me during the minimum battles run. Still a finicky piece of shit of a trick that I hope an easier replacement is found for someday, but Goblik skip only took me about 40 minutes this go around. Far less time. Even considering the length of the section covering it before, I realize I kind of blitzed past a couple critical mechanics behind how this skip works that apply all throughout the rest of the run. So before I inevitably repeat myself and show the exact Goblik skip inputs, I'm actually going to explain said mechanics. Firstly, why in the Kentucky Fried Fuck does the game put us behind the door here? And how does Luigi get there in the first place? Well, a lot of people were right about one thing. Luigi is far more automated than in the older Mario & Luigi games, just by nature of it being necessary for the Luigi logic systems to function as fluidly as they do. One of these changes has Luigi automatically follow behind Mario and jump over gaps or other obstacles on his own. This, however, has a bit of a fatal flaw. He does not do this if an object is what's blocking his way, and will instead try to find a path around it. We can exploit that by creating a wall with the gate plugs right around here, and manually jumping into the cage we've created with both bros, then back over to the other side with only Mario. With no other free path to take, we move Mario along the wall here to manipulate Luigi into going up these stairs. The bro that can activate loading zones is dependent on who's the main character at that point in time. While Mario and Luigi are, of course, both able to activate loading zones while they're considered separate from each other, such as in the second Fortress Socket visit, this is not the case while the bros are traveling together, with the property of activating loading zones becoming exclusive to Mario. Because of this, Luigi goes right through the door and onto the solid ground behind the loading zone. And due to the distance between the bros when Mario reaches this point in front of the gate, Luigi does his Mario call, a failsafe meant to reunite the bros if they get too far apart from each other. Since a solid wall stands between them though, the game is unable to successfully complete the function, so it teleports Mario to Luigi's location to prevent a softlock. Unfortunately for it, and fortunately for us, however, that location is the ground behind the loading zone, setting the stage for what we're able to do next. The second mechanic that makes this skip work, and the most important one to remember from now on, is warp protection. The devs were very much aware that we're not supposed to be able to walk around on invisible floors or climb invisible walls, so they programmed in a failsafe that teleports the bros back to the last spot of valid ground they were standing on a few seconds after landing on an invisible wall. However, they made one crucial mistake. For reasons that no one knows, not even the glitch hunters that found this, by selecting an already selected bros move or another grayed out option on the move wheel at the edge of an invisible wall, this warp system throws its hands in the air and calls it quits until you switch moves again. This allows us to properly climb invisible walls and navigate out of bounds without the game trying to stop us dead in our tracks. With all of that out of the way, time to actually explain how to do the damn skip! After successfully warping to the ground behind the loading zone, hold right to get up against the corner of the wall. Your only visual indicator is going to be in the top left corner of the screen, where you want the Mario shadow you see there to stop moving. While still holding right, roll the stick downward ever so slightly, then back to full neutral so that Mario changes direction. He doesn't need to take a full step, and more times than not this will actually mess up the trick. Just one turn is sufficient. Do a moderately sized down tap, then try to enter UFO formation. Jump, then tap right. The camera should shift ever so slightly further to the right if everything's correct, at which point you need to spam UFO formation multiple times to get warp protection as discussed. After that, keep jumping and pressing right with some down inputs for good measure, and you'll finally complete the first major trick of the run. Hell yeah!
Did you do it?
Let's go! That took way less fucking time! After the pain and misery this trick gave me in the minimum battles run, it was so satisfying to actually get Goblet Skip relatively quickly, and it helped somewhat smooth over the blunt force trauma the rest of this place gave us. We connect the lighthouse and end the lush green sea with a whopping 108 hammer uses on the counter. Time to start the colorful sea. Or so you'd think. Yup, we've reached my first boneheaded mistake of the run. My initial run-through here, I completed Desolat normally, freed Elo from his hole, taught Doles what a fucking GPS is, and told Luke to stop whispering in corners. We're plain-speaking plumbers, damn it! I even beat 10 without the hammer, in spite of the constant damage from his uncounterable attacks. And that's when the horrific thought struck me.
Wait, oh no.
Oh no?
Oh no!
Oh.
I fucked up!
What did you do? I'm scared.
I forgot about the easy peasy counters.
Oh no.
To make matters worse, I had actually been stupid enough to completely overwrite my save file once I reached the boss. Meaning, as discussed at the start of the video, the only way for me to fix my error was to start the run over from scratch. 4 miserable hours later, only 6 minutes of which were spent on Goblik Skip this time, I finally made it back to DELTASWAP. Learning from the sins of my past, I immediately beeline for the chance to break the laws of reality. Time to do DELTASWAP Skip again, baby! Hold right to get in the gap right below Elo's rock, making sure Mario stops moving. Gently tap up so that you're angled like this, then enter UFO formation. Jump and hold right not long after, spamming the UFO spin on the Bros Move menu as you begin floating upwards to maintain warp protection. Once your ascension stops, jump and then immediately select the UFO move upon landing to regain warp protection once more. Do a UFO spin and hold upright to navigate to this section here, where you should appear to be floating in front of this fence-like walkway. Navigate up and slightly right to the top left bolt of this scrap shingle, doing tiny tap adjustments to align the bros like this. Hold right once you're in the correct spot, only stopping in the gap between these two fences. Initiate a spin from here and hold up. The second you start to wobble and pop out of the spin, completely let go of the analog stick and start mashing the X button. You should start spinning again, at which point go back to holding up and also move slightly right as you approach the gate, and you should finally land back on solid ground once more. The unfortunate catch to this skip is that we're completely locked out of battle plugs for the entirety of the run, since defeating 10 and completing his tutorial is the trigger for unlocking them. And the power tap glitch is non-viable for this run, as it's exclusive to version 1.0, whereas I play on version 1.0.1, the latest patch at the time of writing this script. Our journey just got a lot more complicated going forward. At least we get to leave DELTASWAP unscathed hammer-wise? Oh, also, since there wasn't a clean spot to slot this, investigate the abductions and the hammer fan are the first outright impossible side quests of the run. The latter speaks for itself, it's in the damn name after all, but the former doesn't seem that way at first. Talking to the guy on the ledge and then beating up the Snapters doesn't require the hammer in isolation. Accessing the area the Snapters are flying in, however, does require the hammer, so this quest is completely off limits as a result.
Oh my god.
They want the bees.
The bees! Spam B in the chat? Okay.
Everyone who is watching this part of the video, spam the bee emote in the chat. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm.
Now everyone in Headspace is yelling bees.
But Master, why are you having them spam the bee emote specifically?
They are the most vicious of predators. They will be useful for spreading gloom. Also, I just think they're cute.
Moving on to Merry-Go. Normally, we'd have to make the maze rotate in order to slowly but surely work our way to the exit. But you know what? There are tons of Concordians standing right there that could do the smashy smash themselves. I'm tired of doing their bullshit for them, so I'ma do Neo Merry-Go Skip again. Once you reach the center of the maze, head through the already accessible exit and come up to this corner here, recognizable by Chills bawling his eyes out on the other side. Hold up left to get into the corner, making slight tap adjustments to be sure you're angled like this. Gently tap left, down, left, then enter UFO formation. Do a UFO spin that should hopefully get cut short and leave you facing downwards. Press up to face towards the wall, then jump 3 times. Attain warp protection, then jump once. Hold up left to about here, UFO spin, and hold up until you land at the maze's exit. Keep this trick at the back of your mind. It's a surprise tool that's gonna help us again later. A Vision in Pink is the third impossible side quest of the run. We can technically talk to the Toad to start the quest, either through using the newly bloomed flower bridge or by repeating the Neo Merry-Go Skip steps. But talking to Birdo on Dinky Islet would require so many hammer swings that it'd violate the Geneva Conventions. I prefer not being convicted of unforgivable war crimes, so sadly this love is going to have to stay unrequited. Before we even reach Lot of Coins, we have a critical decision to make! Do we let the Snapters kidnap Peach or Luigi? Peach. not even a contest. Luigi being a prisoner would sadly incur unnecessary hammer presses, and is thus not an option for us. Being unchivalrous is consistently the most optimal choice for these challenge runs. Something you're not telling us, Acquire? Anyway, one side quest and a blast off later, we arrive on a lot of coins! I admittedly don't have anything interesting to add for the bulk of this island. It mostly just consists of looking up puzzle solutions online so I'm not twiddling my thumbs, beating every enemy I can, and getting my ass handed to me on a silver platter by Snapters and Spikesock troopers. So fast forward to Mega Snapter, our next boss and the first one to be drastically affected by our rule set. Not only is the Luigi logic off limits due to requiring the hammer, but also all but 2 of Mega Snapter's attacks are uncounterable or undodgeable for the exact same reason. Even more so than before, we'll be taking constant damage throughout the battle. An emergency guard is only able to help so much in that regard. There was an abundance of turns where I had absolutely no choice but to sacrifice my damage potential for said turn in order to heal the bros and survive. As a result, it should be no surprise that this battle took 16 minutes and 53 seconds to clear. We reach level 15 at the end of all this and get Boomerang rank. For the first time in any of my playthroughs, I gave both brothers the defense up plus bonus as opposed to buffing my pal. We're going to be tanking an unhinged amount of the enemy attacks going forward, so this is practically mandatory for us.
Have a headphone jack, which sucks.
No cool.
Oh my, is it an Apple phone by any chance?
No, it's a Pixel.
Damn, Google's cringe.
Google is
It's
cringe.
a Pixel 6.
I wish Google a very thumbtack.
Yeah, especially because they're putting AI crap on their phones.
I wish Google a very no cold side of the pillow ever again.
After a ton of side quest and islet cleanup, we arrive on Allsand. It's coarse, rough, gets everywhere, and is the location of our next trick. Normally, we have to make Luigi hold down this button so we can go through this locked gate, smash some rocks, and grab a stone block to put on the button to keep said gate open. As you might have guessed, however, speedrunners already found a way to skip doing that shit. Hold up right to get into the corner of this wall like so, then while holding the right stick towards Bros Ball formation, gently tap down on the left stick until said option becomes selectable. You should still be close to the wall like this. Release the right stick to confirm your selection, jump and press up left, or up like I did not long after. Once you stop rising, jump and press the same direction as before to successfully reach the ledge without having to make Luigi be a lazy bitch. We still have to increment the counter by 1 in order to escape this ledge into the rest of the island, and then once more later on to activate the Stick-em-Oil geyser, but hardly any damage done. Yet more side quests go off without a hitch. More than one code, stepped into a slump, and thus craft some groove boots were all more than doable without the hammer. But as we've all seen by now, with possible side quests also comes more impossible ones. And among all of the ones I'd considered to be impossible, Little Lost Toad seemed, on paper, to be one of the most unquestionably undoable. The normal method for obtaining it requires multiple hammer uses to rotate the maze in the needed ways to get to the area with the Snapters committing level B terrorism. However, as I was grinding materials for the Repeater Belt side quest, I remembered that little surprise tool I told y'all to keep in mind earlier, Neo Merry-Go Skip. I had the idea that if it could get me over the invisible walls to the end of the maze, then surely I could modify it to stay on top of the invisible walls, navigate over to the side quest area from above, right? And thus began my 2-hour journey to find what was easily the most precise out-of-bounds navigation I did in the whole run. What especially made it complicated is that due to how high up we are, the invisible walls are way out of sync visually with the terrain that we can actually see. This is already true for other wall climb-based tricks that speedrunners use, but it's especially noticeable here due to how slim and essentially non-existent our margin for error is. Even the tiniest of slip-ups will send us plummeting back to the ground, making us have to go all the way around to the front of the maze, and then all the way back to the corner to try the setup again. Eventually, after a ton of skittish trial and error, this is what I found. Repeat the initial steps for Neo Merry-Go Skip. Hold up left, tap those directions, ascend, yada yada. I already explained this earlier. However, instead of holding up and falling by the maze exit, what you're going to do is make sure you land right around here, with Mario and Luigi nearly fully overlapping the second stone slab in the exit's headboard. Gently tap down until the camera shifts back to an overhead angle. I admittedly don't have any exact inputs for this next part, so I kinda went by feel, but carefully follow the length of the invisible wall, visually staying on the bottom golden rim of the wall in the back. Once you appear to be standing over this second lamppost, spin and hold upright to roughly here, putting you visually above the rear wall. Gently press down right until the camera returns to a top-down angle, then spin once more and hold down right, switching to full right near the end of the spin.
Holy shit!
Congrats!
And it was pointless. Oh, no! It wasn't!
It wasn't pointless!
Yes!
Yeah!
It felt so damn satisfying to pull this off. I never found my own way across out of bounds areas before, and it felt nice to find something that benefited this run that no one had ever done before. So against all odds, we tank all the Snapter's attacks like a champ and complete Little Lost Toad at long last, receiving a useless hammer that we get to sell for coins. Coins.
There we go, a teleported Luigi.
I didn't know Luigi could teleport.
Yeah.
Luigi is a man of many talents.
Like, they were talking about, like, you know, God Shaggy. What about God Luigi?
Oh, is that how he wins, by doing absolutely nothing?
What?
Oh boy, more unsolicited hammer uses. My favorite! And the colorful lighthouse has plenty of those to offer. Specifically, one to open this gate at the start of the lighthouse, one to access the fling jump, one for this fuck-ass set of crate stairs, one for a switch, and one for a final set of damn crate stairs. Among that chain of events, though, was my second boneheaded mistake of the run. You see, I checked a 100% playthrough of Brothership by Beard Bear for the purposes of routing where all the hammer uses were going to be, and I didn't consider the fact that the first set of shitty crate stairs could be climbed more optimally until I had already saved over the save file. Again! So yeah, I went back and recorded myself climbing the stairs more optimally later in the session, and moved on as far as the actual run was concerned, because I was not doing all of the shit I'd already done again for a second time, especially not the Little Lost Toad sequence break for something comparatively minor. Speaking of sequence breaks, Colorful Stealth Skip is up next on the docket, and it's the only skip that's actually exclusive to version 1.0.1 in a sense. Move up to the right wall of this room here, then head to this position here, where Mario's feet should just barely be over this lower stone rim. Tap left to have Mario stand within this particular line, and tap down twice so that you line up perpendicularly with said line. Enter ball formation, jump twice, and press down right after the second jump. Make sure to spam the ball move, other grayed out options, and even the return pipe to maintain warp protection during your ascent. Once you're on solid ground, hold down until you reach the back of this wall. Switch to left, jumping as soon as you pass this wall, then hold up to here. Or do this weird ass zigzag like me if you have to course correct. Swap to UFO formation, then while holding the right stick towards said form again, tap left on the left stick until the options on the wheel become grayed out once more. Spam the UFO move multiple times to regain warp protection, then spin and hold up left until eventually... Let's go!
Yo!
Well done.
First try?
Yeah.
In version 1.0.1 specifically, they changed it to where Sharpcask's battle trigger spawns as soon as you get the autosave in front of his boss arena, allowing us to completely skip having to open the gate. Speedrunners still use a modified version of this trick in runs on version 1.0, but they only go as far as dropping into the second stealth section and getting the second gate plug early, as doing what we do here would softlock the game there. Keep this difference in mind for later, however. Oh, and I guess we beat up Sharpcask too? He probably should have been a bigger problem, but out of the 3 of his attacks that are uncounterable, one of them only appears after he learns about the concept of period cramps and gets pissed off. He also doesn't hit all that hard in comparison to what I expected, shockingly enough. First try, only about 13 minutes and 45 seconds. On that rather anticlimactic note, we end the colorful sea with 115 hammer uses on the counter.
Wait, we're coming up on Bulbfish.
Oh no, not the Racism Island.
Oh,
Part
don't-
1 out of...
Don't worry, Cat.
I'm
That's
so
not-
excited.
That's not gonna be
Oh,
a
wait.
problem.
Oh yeah, we did Goblet Skip. I said we. The
Yeah.
You.
Goblet Skip was all you, but
I did Goblet Skip twice.
you said Goblet Skip twice. Bullfish doesn't even exist anymore.
We phased it out of existence.
That's right. Hello, I'm the Doctor, from Doctor Who. You've erased an island from existence. What the actual fuck, man?
Don't lie to me. Y'all saw this coming from a mile away. Boldfish Island is the one and only reason that Goblet Skip was required again for this run. For those of you that need a refresher from the Minimum Battles video, absolutely no one understands to this day why it was programmed this way, but the flag for all of Boldfish's story-related triggers to spawn is defeating Goblet specifically, which occurs hours beforehand on a casual playthrough. So by skipping him completely in the way that we have, nothing on Boldfish will be properly active, and we could just waltz to the lighthouse and reconnect it with 0 opposition. Be sure to take some time to appreciate the derpy fishies though.
Yay!
Anyway, yeah, if we tried to do this island normally, the required hammer uses for the lamps would stop us dead in our tracks, so facing it out of existence was our only option. Monster Mania Level 1. Bet you didn't expect to see this son of a bitch again, huh? Due to having no choice but to skip the 10 fight, this battle is effectively like it was in the Bros Attacks and Battle Plugs run, but on Kaizo mode. The Crodars only have 2 attacks. One is ridiculously easy to dodge by jumping and is almost never a problem in isolation, while the other requires the hammer to counter, and has a high chance of inflicting the dizzy status. And these enemies do an unhinged amount of damage to us when that happens. And their damage even when we can emergency guard is no slouch either. This battle was a constant struggle to just survive long enough to be able to take them out. By the end, I completely ran out of refreshing herbs and had to pray for fantastic luck with the bros getting knocked out of dizzy by enemy attacks or snapping out of it on their own. Due to the Crodar's unhinged defense gimmick on top of everything, having bros attacks here honestly wasn't that much of a help. So it should be no surprise to anyone that this fight took me 23 minutes and 56 seconds to clear. It was a first try clear, but I am more than aware that it could have gone south at any given moment. And this won't even be the last time I'm at the wrath of RNG during this run. Makes the pathetic rewards I got for this side quest all the more insulting.
I'm so glad that hammers are not real. I'm glad that they were invented by the government.
Master, what are you talking about? I literally used my head as a just screamed out, wait, just...
The forbidden objects.
You must never say its name.
What?
Yes, that object. It displeases my great inspiration.
What the fuck does that mean?
Come on, Tin. You know the big ol' stick that goes smashy smash upsets Master Socket?
Why are my friends all funnier than me?
Bullshit. You're funny, man.
Yeah, you are not giving yourself enough credit.
I try to be, but my friends are, like, funnier.
Ooh, that
Stares at...
it'd be like that, but also I think you're funny. I think you're
try.
fun.
You are so fucking funny. It makes me want to merge without looking.
They're my guests. Leave us, please. Of course, sir.
I just heard Luna, Faye, we are not going to commit a violence. The sound of a whole bunch of pans falling over. Faye, let me at him! Meanwhile, Faye is still trying to hit this guy metaphorically with a pan.
Honestly, Luna, I have but one request. But one request. Just this one time. Let them.
I wish you could have heard the yeah!
Penguins.
Penguin.
Bing, 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 bing. Which one of you just went, wait?
Gunter, how many times have I told you about invading other people's headspaces? That's right, only on Tuesdays.
Heat Freeze is up next, and you know what? There is no room for racism in this house! So one failed reconciliation and multiple battles later, I reached level 22 and hit fire rank, giving both bros the Gear Slot +1 buff, and also somehow managed to defy the laws of reality without even trying.
Sorrel,
I tried to stop.
or whoever I'm talking to. Who's at the door?
Did y'all see that shit?
No, I was not paying attention. I'm sorry.
I jumped on an invisible enemy!
What?
Yeah.
Enemy was
A new anomaly.
invisible! What the fuck?
That's bizarre.
Time for fire and ice early, baby! This will let us skip certain sections later down the line that would otherwise require the hammer. There's admittedly nothing all that new to cover here compared to last time, so I'm just going to blitz through the inputs. As I'll admit, making this sound interesting, let alone any different from how I described it in the Minimum Battles run, is nigh on impossible for me, to the point that a lot of these are heavily copied over from said script going forward. Hold right to get up against the corner until your shadow stops moving. While still holding right, roll the control stick to full up and let go. In order, gently tap up, down, down, then try to enter ball formation. If successful, jump and roll your control stick up and right. If you start floating, spam the ball move on your right stick and the return pipe on ZR to maintain warp protection all the way up. Also press right at least once during your ascent for good measure. Once you stop floating upwards, gently tap slightly down right and try to switch to UFO formation, selecting said option on your wheel a fair few times, as well as the grayed out jump option to regain warp protection upon successfully switching. Jump and press slightly down right very shortly after. Using very small down and right inputs, line up Mario and Luigi with the wall of rock to their right roughly like this. Hold left until you visually line up between these two fences in front of this ice block, then press X and hold down left for the spin's duration. Hold left until Luigi's feet are visually overlapping the very edge of this boulder, spin, and hold up left for its duration. As soon as you start to wobble, mash X to begin spinning again as soon as possible, and hold up left for the duration of this new spin too. Upon landing, make another spin to right here, spin once again, holding up left, then one final spin while holding up. Man, how did I even manage to write all these glitch explanations for the Minimum Battles video without getting bored to death, bro? Oh, also, we get the first bros attack that we're flat out banned from using. Bomb Derby. Luigi can throw the bombs at us just fine, but sending them over to the enemies? Nope. Requires the stick with iron attached to the end of it. No way, no how. Slip and glide time. After getting Twink jump scared and receiving the ball blitz, we're gonna skip this joint. Line directly up behind this candle here, then gently press roughly down left to get an angle like this. Enter Fire and Ice formation and begin jumping until you start floating, at which point start spamming the Fire and Ice move on the right stick to gain and maintain warp protection all the way up. Once the game considers you to be on solid ground, jump and press left not long after, switching to UFO formation once you land. While holding the right stick towards UFO formation, gently tap right on the left stick until the three other options on the wheel become grayed out. Release the right stick to confirm selecting UFO, then spam said formation and your other grayed out options a few times to regain warp protection. Move roughly up left to align yourself with the third peg in this fence, then hold up until your feet are lined up with the top of this item block right here. Hold right to about here, then start a UFO spin, hold full right to here, immediately initiate another spin, and move up and then slightly up left towards the end of the spin to around here. Spin and hold fully upright to land here, carefully navigate upright, then straight up until Mario and Luigi are about here, another UFO spin, hold up left, move left to about here, do another spin and hold up left to here. Finally, move left and down a bit if you went slightly off course like I did this time, and you'll exit the cave without having to properly enter it. The important effect of this skip for us is that it allows us to bypass having to do the ice block puzzles, which would have taken an unhinged amount of hammer uses to accomplish. Oh boy, more side quests! Frostbitten Toads is completely and utterly impossible. The only way I could see it even being feasible is finding a wall climb right by where the second toad is floating in midair. But not only could I personally not find one, but also it probably wouldn't even make a difference, since there'd be no solid ground underneath the toad's position for us to initiate the quest's final cutscene. Guardian Spirit and Toad in the Sand are more than doable though. The former is just a quiz that I managed to guess the answers to on my first try, and the latter doesn't have anything screwy blocking progression. Monstermania Level 2 was also a goddamn joke this time. First try, only took 4 minutes, no time travel shenanigans necessary.
I love my ma.
That's so real.
You know what? Fucking, I'm putting this part in the video. Shoutouts to my ma in particular. She is fucking awesome.
Shoutouts to Mama Mystery.
Hell yeah.
Scorching has literally nothing of note until the very end of the island, where I chose to do Scorching Battle Skip again! Enter UFO formation and jump up the ledge right here. Move left along this bottom seam to about here. Spin and move down, then left, then up to hopefully land on this tiny seam here. UFO spin one more time and hold right to about here, then switch to up. I could have technically done the Bros fight, but I anticipated that it would have been a nightmare, and I'm already dealing with enough of those in this challenge. So yeah, rip bozo, I guess. A big debate and fear of Gloam are the side quests of all time. They're 100% free for this run. Something I did that's a little different though, is that I actually had to do a hybrid route for the wedding plans. More specifically, I got the cake from Slip and Glide and the flowers from Rainforest. I would have gone to Floral, but yeah, I'm gonna let the footage on screen speak for itself. After making my friends twiddle their thumbs for 18 minutes while I cooked some pizza rolls, we blitzed through the gay people dance and thus the Yuri wedding by proxy. Come on. Damn it!
Oh my god, give my girl some snow!
I'm in an entirely different kind of torment nexus right now. Want some fucking snow? My fellow Americans, I am hereby outlawing the use of torment nexuses in every state of America. Don't put people into torment nexuses. It's fucking cringe. Please, give me some snow. You know you want to snow, those who snow. Come on, then! My fellow Americans,
Yeah?
if you are found using a torment nexus in any state of the Union, you will be sent to the penis explosion chamber to have your penis exploded immediately. And if you don't have a penis, we'll grow you one just to fucking explode it. Friend inside me.
It's cats.
Yo, no way, I can't believe you're gonna be friend Deltarune.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Toby told me that himself.
Please!
Yeah! Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie!
I'm getting the fuck out of here!
Time for the third Great Lighthouse, where we have our next required trick of the run right at the start. And it's finally one I haven't already described before, so I don't have to rack my brain trying to think of different ways to say, brother, this is how you click the book. Anyway, hold right to get into this corner by the gate here. Switch to Fire and Ice formation, then jump and press down shortly after. Spam the moves on the wheel to gain warp protection, then jump and press down again. Jump once more, rolling the control stick upright as you do so. Visually line yourself up with this second crate, switch to UFO formation, then spin and hold up left. You'll completely bypass the stealth section, and thus the two normally required hammer uses within. The rest of the journey through the lighthouse is admittedly not worth talking about. Whether I did pipe gun skip or not, I would have had to swing the hammer twice to free 2 of the gate plugs. And since I have Sans' blessing anyway, I decided to fight Pipe Gunk for some much needed EXP. He's admittedly not noteworthy either. You'd think he would be, considering a lot of his attacks in both Fire and Ice forms require the hammer to counter and thus can hit us pretty hard. But nah, he was a first try clear, swept him in roughly 14 minutes. We end the Burning Sea with 117 hammer uses on the counter. We arrive in the Goltrock Sea, immediately getting sent to Brazil Island after Bowser chases us down like a dog. And right off the bat, Off and Dawn is awful for this run. We have to use one hammer swing to free Buddy from his own dumbassery, and even after doing Off and Dawn skip to disable all of the story triggers related to the first visit, which was so easy even a Goomba could do it, the hammer has to be used 10 more times in order to clear this maze puzzle. And that's with the optimal solution that speedrunners found. Rest of the island is uneventful though. Layton's piss-kind PR plans is actually doable in one of these challenge runs again. Bro is finally allowed to piss! And oh yeah, I guess I also discovered all the outlets in the Goltrock Sea, then started the island revisits. Went to Heat Freeze, bashed the spiny skulls in with the crowbar, which isn't a hammer so it's legal, saved Bernadette and Chilium by killing some monsters. Reached level 29 in Leaf rank, it chose the Iron Body buff, and blitzed my way to the end. One crafted miraculous belt later, we blast off to Twistee again. We introduce Sorboars to the concept of bacon and commit various unforgivable war crimes in the process, but swinging our hammers was not one of them, so we get let off the hook, we satiate the gay people, and dance once more, and then we reconnect the island. And before we move on to Offendam once again, it's important to know that we unlock our second and, shockingly, final off-limits bros attack, Clockout Blow. No amount of cool time dilation effects will permit the smashy smash. Sorry.
This is the closest Cecil has gotten to insulting someone.
Oh, you spill the tea.
You know how, like, little kids will, like, blow raspberry at someone that they don't like?
Yeah.
Cecil, currently. Just...
I mean, deserved, but also...
Clue's rubbing off on him. Clue's influence. Oh dear.
There's only one thing for it. We move to Abu Dhabi and never speak of this again, Eggs.
Man, Bowser's prison system is kinda fucked. If only there were a way to skip past it and not have to go through all that shit. Well, wait a minute! After leaving the shitting in fear gal to continue cowering in her corner, approach the Offendon Central Plaza. Watch the cutscene with Bowser as normal, then immediately exit the area to take off your disguises. Line yourself up here, using the seams in the stone tile as a rough visual aid. Hold left, and hopefully manage to press CR as soon as you reach this spot right here. If the return pipe menu pops up, close it, hold left, and press the start button not long after. Go to Snoutlet School in your start menu and initiate practice on one of your Rose attacks. Immediately flee, close the start menu, hold left, and press start shortly after again. Repeat as necessary until you finally enter the plaza without your disguises. Talk to the paratroopers as normal, and since what we've done skips the game's trigger to disable our return pipe menu, press CR and return to shipshape. This skips a lot of hammer uses that would have otherwise been required during the prison section. That could have been a fate worse than death, I tell ya. As a result of this skip, however, a dear friend is our next blatantly impossible side quest of the run. But he's just talking to someone, you might say. How in the actual hell is that off limits for us?
QQQ.
Well, you're right. That wouldn't be off limits for us. If the cutscene trigger for the prison section weren't still in the way, of course. As soon as we even try to enter the area we need to, we'll be sucked right into the fate we fought so hard to avoid. And since that area is off limits for us, and thus cuts off a dear friend, Toad's undercover is also impossible by proxy, since one of the Toads we have to rescue is stuck on the other side of the cutscene trigger. Continue to keep this in mind, by the way. It's going to bite us in the ass again later. On the way to Way-Away, the hammer comes back with a vengeance and makes us use it twice. Once to smash this stack of crates from the back, and once in this cutscene to hit the switch.
It is Wednesdays, my days.
It is Wednesdays, my days. You know what that means? It's time for your 4 p.m. glow spreading all over Concordia. You have not been meeting your
That went
glows
off the rails so
quota.
fast. Okay.
You have not met your quota for spreading gloom worldwide. You know what that means, right?
No?
Fish.
What the fuck are you talking about, Master?
Yes.
Aside from getting my ass beat in the quote retweets by Shy Guys, the only thing I have to note is a clever routing trick I took from the any % speed run. Much like in the minimum battles run, we skip a battle with some higher level Koopa Troopas by bringing a plug with us from the elevator right before the Lever Guardian, which is a total joke. And after the level 15 Koopa Troopa kicks the bucket and we pull the lever, instead of opening the pathway to the stairs, we can actually drop down this ledge here and reach the elevator properly that way. Make sure your items are as stocked as they can be, however. And don't forget to save, because we're about to face Bowser. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. He is the first boss that poses a major problem, to the point that he had the distinction of giving me my first game over of the run. There are a plethora of issues this Koopa cunt has for us to overcome. His shell attack is completely uncounterable, and it's the attack that hits us the hardest by a country mile. The attack where he sends his minions towards the bros leaves us completely at the mercy of RNG too. Because you can do everything perfectly, yet one badly timed Spiny will scam you out of being able to successfully dodge everything. And of course, his minions all stay on the field at all times, with a lot of them having attacks in their move pool that normally need the hammer to counter. So yet again, we have to pray for fantastic RNG with the minions that get spawned and the attacks said minions use. On top of all of these issues, we're completely cut off from Mario's best bros attacks, Bomb Derby and Clockout Blow, due to the hammer being a necessary component. So the red guy has no choice but to rely on the comparatively inferior Catch Me If You Can to deal with Bowser and his minions all at once. Put it all together, and you're gonna be here a while, taking constant damage all the way. My successful attempt at Bowser took 20 minutes and 44 seconds, with it taking a little over half an hour in total to reach that point. But finally, the effort paid off.
Please. Please?
Jesus! What the fuck was that? So long, game Bowser, indeed!
After clearing feelings of dread and warms you inside and out, then, for the most part, blitzing my way through the Goldrock Lighthouse, Fortress Zakat is finally in our sights. There are no hammer uses required here, at least for the first visit, so I decided to forego any sequence breaks and do this part normally. As a result, our next battle is against Gloam Bowser, and he's one of the hardest bosses in this run, by a wide margin. Sweet fucking Jesus! This fight took me 27 minutes and 31 seconds to clear, so you already know this was a slog and a half. Our hammerless ways have come back to haunt us once again, as the vast majority of Gloam Bowser's attacks require said hammer to dodge or counter, which is way worse for us than in his initial fight. As his new name implies, every single one of his attacks have a very high chance to gloam us, along with being able to make us dizzy or freeze or burn us, reducing our damage potential even further than it already is. Because yet again, Mario is cut off from his strongest methods of damage, and Luigi is nowhere near able to make up that difference on his own. So once again, we are at the wrath of RNG. And if you think the Luigi logic is going to help us in any way, get real. The Shy Guy airship's cannonballs are all undefendable, meaning an even further drain on our health until we do the Luigi logic. And even then, I was lucky to get 248 damage with one of my 2 allotted uses of running away like a little sissy baby, and I'd be hard-pressed to see anyone do better in the context of this run. As the final nail in the coffin, Bowser reaches down and summons the power of period cramps ever so often, spreading a puddle of concentrated gloam towards our plumbers. And if, or rather when, it reaches the bros, we don't get gloamed, but we do receive a constant health drain at the start of every turn going forward, which is arguably way worse for us due to the unconditional extra damage we're taking on top of that. Our damage potential was so insanely nerfed here, I had to spend the last 8 minutes of the battle struggling to even survive, let alone damage Gloam Bowser, while dealing with a permanent health drain on top of the damage his attacks already deal to us. Literally any moment could have spelled the end of the attempt, and I'd have been able to do nothing about it. Somehow, though, by the grace of whatever twisted god there is, I managed this.
Oh my god!
First try?
Apparently. How
Wow.
in the actual Kentucky Fried Fuck did I pull that off? Oh my god! That was such a stressful fight!
Good job.
Escaping Fortress Zocket by the skin of our ass. We end the Gultrock Sea with 130 hammer uses on the counter.
Get away from me, you son of a bitch. Look, if a level 1 Cedo wants to run into me, I'm gonna smash him in one stomp. Boom. Screw you, level 1 Cedo. I hated you anyway.
Never thought I'd be saying this, but the Great Conductor was once again a genuinely formidable foe in this challenge, and somehow to a greater extent. He took 14 minutes and 45 seconds to clear, and I only barely got over the finish line. Since 1 out of the 2 attacks the Great Conductor has are uncounterable, and the one we can actually counter feels comparatively rare to get, it took substantially longer to break the bros out of their pink solo cup prisons than usual. And the only damage we deal to the bitch-ass controller is through our bros attacks, which gets a bit complicated during the final phase when he starts charging up his one-hit KO attack. He wants you to show him multiple different bros attacks, and get an excellent rating on all of them. This isn't a problem for Luigi, but Mario has access to only half of his current roster of moves. So upon using the red shell again, the Great Confuctor says that he's seen that one before, and heals off the damage I dealt to him. This could have been an absolute disaster for me, maybe even to the point of needing to reduce the difficulty to get past. But thankfully, after Great Conductor counted down to 1 on my last possible turn, I just barely came out of this with a win. As a reward for my total badassery, trademark, I reached level 36 and thus achieved star rank. Both bros got the casual bros buff for what I hope are obvious reasons by now. The Fossil in the Bones was an extremely annoying side quest to complete. Not only are they tanky as hell and capable of smashing us into dust with very little effort, but also they can copy our old strat of running away like little sissy babies, further wasting our time. Due to having to skip unlocking battle plugs, I don't have access to Damage Shield, Not Droppin', or Protectus, let alone the abundance of plugs that could have helped boost our damage potential and prevent the Sharkbones from running away. And it's not like defeating a Sharkbones guarantees you a bone drop either. I had to enter 3 battles overall, got 2 game overs, and spent nearly 12 minutes struggling in vain to get what was required. But finally, after all that pain and misery,
Yes! Finally! Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie.
Did you get it?
Yes, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Nice.
the Lonely Great Conductor and Treasure Hunting Brothers, on the other hand, were literally free. Not even gonna discuss them further. Up next on the docket is Gloam Goblik, the first Glow Man of the Apocalypse. Wait, but didn't we skip normal Goblik? How's that supposed to work? Well, I'm very glad you asked, random hypothetical intelligent commenter. We've already completed everything that's possible on Boldfish, connected the lighthouse to the only 2 side quests that go there. So it doesn't matter if I reactivate those story triggers. We're never going back to Boldfish anyway. And the gate plugs are still exactly where I left them when I did Goblik Skip. So it's child's play to grab and put them into their respective slots. With all that preamble out of the way, time for a double-header boss. First up is plain old Goblik!
I don't know what it quote-unquote means.
Okay. Sorry if I sound really tired.
I'm sorry.
Clear, okay, you didn't do anything. To sleep soon, since it's going to bed too.
Death.
And that's the end of Goblik. Literally just a prerequisite to fight what comes next, and a total fucking joke in this run. Clone Goblik is not much better, shockingly. Was a first try clear, took 9 minutes and 34 seconds. Only 2 of the attacks in his move pool are outright undodgeable, and I got insanely good luck and wasn't gloamed once. Could have gone south at any point, but it didn't. Got some great boots from it, not worth discussing any further, sadly. Nothing all that funny happened during Jellyfish Island, but just know that it was exactly the same as in a casual playthrough, and that our hammer counter remains unchanged. Dueling Geniuses and How's Bowser's health also went off completely without a hitch. Pretty much exactly as in vanilla, nothing more to add.
Hey Luigi, what does Santa Claus say? Thank you, Luigi. You're a smart boy. Get a cookie.
Mario, I remember your snow graves.
Luigi, you're the one freezing them, dumbass.
Holy shit, Mario! 2 snow graves!
You know, if I had a nickel for every snow grave I ever caused, Luigi, what the piss is a nickel?
The point is, Mario, we'd be rich! How am I freezing all these enemies?
You have a darkness inside of you, Luigi.
What a kind of a darkness?
You know, the darkness kind.
Nuh-uh. The fuck are you mean, nuh-uh? This ain't the Kingdom Hearts!
Oh boy, Monster Mania level 3. Why, yes, waiter, I would love to take another boring slog of a battle, and yes, I will have a side of fries with that, thank you. So yeah, this took 29 minutes and 36 seconds! The Curl Up Bar's gimmick is that it has an unhinged amount of health, 35,000 to be exact. The intended solution is to use the Fiery Attack Battle Plug to inflict the burn status, but yeah, I think you can see the problem. To make matters worse here, one of Curl Up Bar's 2 attacks is uncounterable, and it completely cuts off our access to Bro's attacks for a random amount of turns by yeeting the damaged Bro into the void. And arguably the worst part of all, it's not difficult in the slightest! This was all a first try clear. It just took so goddamn long, even Jackenstein would have given up on keeping count. To say the rewards weren't worth it is a gross understatement. Also, remember the 2 skips I told you to keep in mind?
Off and on.
Prison skip and colorful stealth skip? Well, here is where they come back to bite us in the ass. Monster Mania level 4 is impossible, unless a wall climb is ever found to enter the lower area of Offendon without doing the prison section. This drawbridge will permanently block the way to the guy we need to talk to. And as for Gloam Sharpcask, it is unquestionably, unavoidably, irreconcilably impossible in every sense of the word for this run. If we were playing on version 1.0, sure, we would have had to add on 2 extra hammer uses, but we still would have been able to go and challenge Gloam Sharpcask since the gate would have been open. But as you might recall, I skipped opening the gate entirely since I'm on version 1.0.1, the only version where that's possible. By not putting the plugs in the gate, I'm blocked from entering Sharpcask's arena ever again, unless I either open the gate or do the stealth skip again. The former isn't happening since it would add unnecessary hammer uses, and the latter is also non-viable, since even though the navigation back to the room the skip is done in doesn't add any hammer uses, you can't use the return pipe at Great Lighthouses, so we would be completely soft-locked and unable to turn in the quest. And since Gloam Sharpcask's side quest is completely out of the question for us, Gloam Pipe Gunk is also fully off limits by default. Gotta love a good old monkey's paw. Time for the second Fortress Socket visit, where we'll hopefully be showing Cosette that she's loved and valued as a person. It's also time for the final required skip of the run, Split Puzzle Skip. As the name implies, it'll allow us to skip having to do any of the puzzles in the sections where Mario and Luigi are separated from each other, shaving off several otherwise required hammer uses in the process. And it's easily the most finicky, convoluted piece of dog shit I had to do in this whole run. The process starts as soon as you reach the doorway at the end of this room. Move Mario as close to the edge as you can, making sure the middle of his feet appear to be straddling either side of this line in the side paneling. Switch to Fire and Ice formation. In the span of only a few seconds, you have to do the following. Jump. Roll your control stick right then down. Select Fire and Ice formation. Repeat the jump, analog roll, and bros move selection once. Pray to every possible deity that the game doesn't decide to warp you back to the ground, then start spamming that Fire and Ice move on your right stick to guarantee that you get warp protection. Do the jump analog roll combo 2 more times. I had to do a couple more tiny ones on top of that. Then jump, hold down right, and if you start zipping through the wall, navigate yourself to this lower right area as best you can and pray. Oh. Pain. All I know is pain. Let's go! Oh my god! But the skip isn't done yet! A very specific route must be followed to ensure that we don't accidentally trigger the split-up state before we want to. Fling jump and head up to this switch here, which you're normally only able to access upon reuniting the bros. Hit it for our one and only hammer use of the entire dungeon, so that the bridge is lowered for later. Head back through the door on the upper ledge. Hit the orange exclamation mark block in this room here to switch the position of the poles, then head to the next room, and finally hit the radio block with Mario. After the game warps Mario to the gate where the bros normally get separated, switch control back to Luigi, then head back through the 2 rooms you already went through, navigating over the bridge we lowered earlier and towards the core's boss arena. Not sure if spamming the ZR button in this room actually did anything, but I copied the any % world record in that regard just to be safe. Hit the block to unlock the warp pipe back to the gate right before Socket, then enter the pipe and hit the radio block again. As Mario, move down right to activate the trigger for the split-up cutscene and let it play out in full, while fast-forwarding, of course. Once the cutscene ends, the game freaks out and warps Mario to here. Head left out of the room, and after the cutscene, head up to where the game wants you to so that Snoutlet can yap. Afterwards, head down then left, and hit the radio block to switch control back to Luigi. He will still be by the gate, since the cutscene that played out thankfully doesn't overwrite the actual location that we leave a character during a switch. Go back down the pipe, cut through the certified yappers, and head back up the bridge we lowered and into the room on the upper ledge again. Immediately go left again, and Mario gets teleported to the lower ledge so that the reunion cutscene can happen. With the most convoluted chain of events finally out of the way, make sure to heal, get as many items as you can, and save. Because immediately after, we're entering RNG hell! Out of all the battles that were first try clears, the extension core is the one that genuinely baffles me the most. A large majority of the attacks in this battle have 0 counterplay for us whatsoever. Just to run down the list, all of 10 solo attacks normally require the hammer, finally getting his revenge on us for being skipped back in Desolat. X's primary attack, the Greasy White Boy Yume, is uncounterable. Shun's attack, though dodgeable, is more than capable of inflicting dizzy on us. Not to mention the plethora of unblockable attacks from X and 10 that can trip us, shutting off our access to emergency guard. The huge iron balls get to pile further damage on top of everything we're already being forced to deal with, especially since they'll be sent at us unconditionally every single turn for the rest of the fight. Oh, and everything hits us much harder after the core dance to their theme song plug. And one of the 2 combo attacks during the single-minded plug phase is uncounterable. Combine all of that, and you have a battle that is practically 100% dependent on how good your luck is. This fight was genuinely nerve-wracking the whole way through, knowing that my attempt could be ended at any given moment beyond my control. And yet, in spite of all of the odds being so royally stacked against me, you'd think I was gambling in Vegas. This happened.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh my god!
What? 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 What?
Oh my god!
What? 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 What?
Oh my god, you did it!
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual Kentucky Fried fuck? What? How? 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 What?
You got lucky, I guess.
Oh my god! What the fuck was this RNG? What? What? Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm gonna say, the game probably wants to be nastier before you enter the end game.
What the fuck?
The Noel grabbing Burley and shaking him gift. Come on, that's time. That's time. That's time.
Up. Time for the boom. Time for the boom.
Have a guys.
Time for the boom.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
The other incredibly confusing first try clear was the fight with Zocket. 2 out of his 4 attacks are undodgeable, as to be expected at this point. The raining electric orbs can inflict dizzy upon us, while the scissors have a very high chance to gloam us. And since we don't have battle plugs, and thus no auto-amp berry, there's a very strong chance of Zocket instantly brainwashing the afflicted bro over to his side as soon as he's done attacking, temporarily adding another undodgeable move to the fight until the bro gets snapped out of it. It's not like the jump-based attacks are all that easy to dodge either. The lightning strikes are more so a matter of memory, but with the concentrated gloam shockwaves, you could time your jump right and sometimes still get hit and even gloamed anyway. This is yet another fight that's going to come down purely to RNG as to whether you struggle for hours or, like me, clear it on your first try after 19 minutes and 20 seconds. On that note, we watch Reclusa crack his egg and snatch up everyone with the Dream Blooms, plunging us into Gooberville with 131 hammer uses on the counter. Just good God. Hopefully I get a break from all this gambling soon. Oh, and before we fully move on...
I guess, yeah.
Lot to process, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess the ball's officially gonna drop. That's me.
Yep.
I had my old face before this.
Cosette's decision was a very doable side quest. Wait, no, Kazi, don't go! You deserve much better than this! You deserve to be treated like a person, not a purpose! Kazi! Right after, it's time to face the third Glow Man of the Apocalypse himself, Gloam Garumbla. And I'm finally free from the RNG! Watch me fly, mama! Much like his original non-gloamed encounter, the Luigi logic is completely off limits. His gloam-specific gimmick is twofold. While he's on the ground on all fours, in his stance-changing mode, he generates a double layer of shields ever so often, and after we force him to stand up by damaging him enough, he switches to having the counter gimmick, retaliating every time we directly attack him on one of our turns, and having double the opportunity to try gloaming us as a result. Unlike the past couple bosses, however, only one of his attacks is uncounterable, and he has a wide move pool of stuff that we can actually deal with. Combine that with him inherently being an easier boss, and he was a first try clear that wasn't a shock to me, only taking 9 minutes and 52 seconds to take down.
You know what? You get the idea. You get the idea of all these cutscenes. Behold. It all coalesces. Behold. The power of bonds. Yes, bonds. I was not going to say anything else. I do not know what you're talking about. Do not correct me in the comments section on youtube.com. Even though it will be good for the YouTube algorithm, I do not know what you are talking about. Man, you know this is a creepypasta when the water's red. And then the almighty Uber filled the sea with hyper-realistic blood.
I don't know if I would ever have the capacity to do that.
It was very hyper-realistic. They had to import it all the way from the creepypasta dimension. The tariffs went fucking crazy.
What?
I cast the fear of Zeus upon them. Then along came Mario. He hurled his thunderbolt. Ah, yes, I will happily take your balls, Crone. Of course you had the... Of course your hoe ass had to glow me.
What was that?
What was?
There was like a hiss.
Oh,
Click sound.
I was opening a drink.
Oh.
Clue. At long last, I can ask the question everyone has been wanting to know the answer to. Clue. Is your refrigerator running?
Should the fact that Faye just screamed "God damn it" say anything?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Does the phrase "Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy" mean anything to you?
Damn you, Faye! /Bpods. Now we'll never know if his refrigerator's running.
The crafting an overcharged brooch side quest went off without a hitch, and in the process of collecting everyone's bonds, we finally reached the maximum rank, Day Rank! Both bros are given the Bros Pro and Big Lucky buffs, finally bringing their damage potential to its theoretical max for this run.
I say don't get hit with a big giant laser attack as if it's not common sense.
I mean, you'd be surprised how stupid us humans can be. I mean, they literally had to put a warning label on Tide Pods. Like a dishwashing detergent because it was hip for a while for people to try to fucking eat them. Something that not even literal children did.
Wouldn't those be toxic?
Exactly!
What?
Hey, I told you us humans were fucking stupid.
Wow. Okay, then. Don't get hit by the big giant god pig laser. I can tell you from experience, it hurts a lot.
After scrounging for gear and other rewards from as many islets as I could, we only have one thing left to try to complete before heading to the Solitary. Monster Mania Level 5. Good God. I want to take the monster maniac that modified these guys, grind him up, and feed him to the closest available snapter, cause holy shit, this last side quest was awful! You wouldn't expect a battle like this to take upwards of 17 minutes, would you? Well, this batch of mutated fucks has a gimmick we've never encountered before. One that we had to skip over all the way back in Slip and Glide, and which has now come back to reap what we've sown. You see, these Helmet Sock Troopers must all be killed at exactly the same time. If even one of the little shits survives our attacks, no matter how slim their health bar is, they will instantly summon full health, fully armored replacements for every single one that did die. And it's not as simple as managing which ones we deal damage to. We also have to fight tooth and nail for good RNG with them getting their helmets replenished. In order to make absolutely sure they're all as close to each other in health as possible, the Sock Troopers need to either all have helmets or none of them have helmets at all. On top of everything, one of their attacks is also uncounterable due to requiring the hammer. So there are going to be a fair few turns where you need to waste time and heal the bros back up to full HP, such that you can continue to stall as much as is necessary for the luck you need to strike to finally line up.
Oh my god, that sucked.
And with that, all side quests that are possible for this run on version 1.0.1 of the game have been completed. There's nothing else we can do to stall the inevitable. Time to piss on the solitary and end this journey once and for all!
Mario, we may not have a bomb derby, but it's okay. We're the bombs! What the fuck, Luigi?
The final overworld hammer uses of the run happen while we're gathering the limps for the elevator. Specifically, one to access the plug in the UFO spin room, one in this room to lower the stairs, 2 in the seesaw room to hit these damn switches, 2 in the plug chase room to, well, chase the plug, and 1 in this spore dropping room to lower more stairs. Nothing interesting to note, sadly.
Oh. There's one question I want to ask you, my guy. What was your rationale behind hiding in a very obviously out of place question mark block that's shaking and jumping around? What was your rationale?
Oh, it's backwards?
Yeah, literally, it's backwards and you're shaking and jumping around. What was your rationale, my guy?
I didn't mean to make it move, and genuinely, I didn't know it was backwards.
Well,
this is kind of embarrassing.
Every single question mark you hit
it was backwards. I'm sorry.
Every single question mark you hit in was fucking backwards.
The question mark was the only symbol in that language that I saw. I didn't know it was backwards.
Tell me you saw that.
Oh my god. That's embarrassing.
I can't read, I'm a reclusa.
Oh no. I was wondering why they were able to find you so easily. That explains it.
Well, again, yeah, it was backwards. I can't read, I'm a reclusa.
Shit, I did it again.
Literally every single time you spawn in a question mark block, it's gonna be backwards.
Oh, that's humiliating. Well, I'm glad I know English now, at least.
I am kind of surprised. Like, I don't know if you'll have an answer for this. Like, if we weren't speaking quote-unquote English. Like, how in the actual Kentucky Fried Fuck are we able to understand you in the game whenever you speak?
I learned from Cosette. I was in her head, remember? That's how I learned English.
Oh.
I'm me.
Oh, you just... Oh, you knew how to speak it, you just couldn't read it.
Yeah, I knew how to speak it from, you know, learning from the others, but then reading and writing, I had to co-front with Sorrel to learn how to do that.
Ha! I knew it! You all saw that, right?
Also, oh my god, I was kidding! Literally, you couldn't read!
No, I couldn't until very recently, because I'd never seen written English before this.
I can't read, I'm a Brothership character!
I'm glad you found humor in my illiteracy.
Yeah, literally during the events of Brothership, Reclusa couldn't read!
I couldn't read English. I couldn't read English. Just English. I swear to you.
He can't read, he's a Brothership character!
I've never been to an English-speaking world.
You were just revived, I do not believe you, crying emoji says. Fire. I don't either, I'm just giving you shit. Oh, by the way. You know what? I'm gonna be an asshole. Get boo-biscuited, idiot! Only 3 coins left! Like DC Nick 3! Reclusa is the hardest boss of the run once again, and it's not even a contest. The first chase phase is a total joke, and it puts us at level 46. But just like in the minimum battles run, as soon as Weeping Reclusa comes into the picture, the difficulty spikes dramatically. 2 out of his 3 attacks are completely uncounterable for us, being capable of inflicting us with freezes or burns as a penalty, and the 3rd attack is his bullshit hand swipe maneuver. Literally, how are people meant to dodge this shitty hand, bro? And the Doom Blooms aren't slouches either. On top of their already trollish jump-based attacks, they also have a Fire and Ice Orb attack that has the potential to freeze or burn us, as well as piling on a ton of damage if more than one bloom joins in on the fun. This phase garnered me my 4th game over of the run as a result, which should be no surprise. The Weeping Core poses a very similar problem, yet also a majorly different one too. Of course, he has his Sonic the Hedgehog looking attack that we're completely defenseless against, but to make matters worse, not only do his attacks have a chance to lower our defense, but there's also the analysis gimmick to take into account. After using a given bros attack a certain amount of times, Weeping Core will fully analyze it, reducing the damage it takes from it to an unhinged degree. And to make matters worse than they already normally are, since we're cut off from using the hammer, we're also very limited in what we can do to stall out the loss of our bros attack's damage potential. So we're forced to choose the attacks we sacrifice very carefully. The ones you want to fully sacrifice are Red Shell, Hatch Me If You Can, Green Shell, Zapperator, and Yoo-Hoo Cannon. Jump Helmet, Conductor Connector, and Max Mix Vortex are our strongest forms of damage by far, so take advantage of the fact that you have 2 unconditional uses of Conductor and Vortex before the core becomes fully capable of analyzing them. Once you've exhausted all of your free uses, you will have no choice but to slowly whittle down the rest of his health with the bros attacks you allowed to get nerfed. I hope you made sure you stocked up on 1-up mushrooms, by the way, because you're gonna fucking need them. As soon as the Weeping Core goes down, we're thrust right into the final phase with the one and lonely proper, Reclusa. I also hope you made sure to not let your strongest bros attacks get analyzed by the core, because that unhinged defense buff carries over to Reclusa himself. His first 2 attacks are by far the worst in his kit, and they're also the only ones he uses until you piss him off.
The first one sees Mario or Luigi get stoned, and then picked up by the opposing bro while Reclusa attacks you. To reiterate, the devs changed the dodging mechanic just for this attack and nowhere else in the whole game, not even during Reclusa's prior phases. In older Mario and Luigi games, having to carry your dead bro while performing counters would introduce about a 1-second input delay to your button press. This was removed in Brothership, and you can counter normally while lugging around a dead corpse. Except for Reclusa's telepathic stoning specifically, and the game doesn't tell you this at all. Tanking the damage is somewhat manageable during Reclusa's first phase, but after he gets pissed off, it's once again more optimal to let the active bro die and then revive them on your next turn, as during this phase, the uncounterable orb at the end of Reclusa's volley gets an insane damage buff that is more than capable of one-shotting you depending on when in the fight you get it. Reclusa's second attack is where he splits into multiple copies of himself and fires a specific amount of orbs at certain bros, telegraphed on his screen. Since this is also encounterable, we're gonna be taking a ton of further damage throughout the fight. His third and final attack, and by far the easiest to deal with, is his Thanosnap attack. He will always hurl a volley of either 4 or 6 at the bros, the pattern once again being telegraphed by his screen, with the last one always being a troll that sends an orb hurtling towards the ground to create a shockwave. It's not always a guaranteed no-hit attack though. And to add further insult to injury, every single attack is capable of gloaming us. Yup. Right at the very end of the run, we are once again at the wrath of RNG. There are going to be multiple turns where you're effectively locked out of being able to attack Reclusa at all due to the constant need to heal, especially with using Ant Berries on gloamed bros, and he could just instantly re-gloam you if your luck is awful enough, which it will be more times than not. It should be no surprise that this phase gave me my 5th game over and sent me all the way back to Weeping Core to try again. This battle took me a long time to get past. My attempts for all phases totaling to 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 17 seconds. But eventually, I finally broke through.
Is this gonna be it? I hope to God it is.
Boy.
Please. Oh my God. Yeah.
Congratulations, I'm dead.
We may have defeated Reclusa, but he's not going to go out like a chump. To throw one last heaping tablespoon of salt into the wound before he vanishes into the mist, he forces us to destroy him with our hammers. Literally nothing else will work here. Having gotten the last laugh over us in some twisted regard, Reclusa makes us add 10 final hammer uses to our counter, and the only time a battle added to said counter. We send our TV softly into that good night, say our goodbyes to all the friends we've made, and end the run with 148 hammer uses on the counter. In addition, 46 out of 55 side quests are possible on version 1.0.1 of the game. I unlocked 20 out of 29 challenges, and 26 out of 29 are theoretically possible. And although version 1.0 would have a slightly worse score of 150 hammer uses due to the colorful lighthouses stealth section, a player doing this run on that version of the game would have a theoretical 48 out of 55 side quests possible, since Gloam Sharp Cask and Gloam Pipe Gunk are not off limits there due to version differences. So, we've made it to the end of yet another challenge run. I definitely wouldn't recommend this run to anyone just looking to tackle it casually. A lot of technical tricks and precise out-of-bounds navigation are required in order to beat this run to its fullest potential. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how satisfying this run was, in spite of all its pitfalls. Even if I got a little frustrated with the game at times, so many of the needed tricks greatly reward practice and patience. If you somehow do want to try this run, I would heavily recommend talking to the wonderful people in the Mario & Luigi speedrunning Discord if you get stuck or need any advice. They helped me a lot during the minimum battles run, and they're also very welcoming and understanding of people that are wanting to try learning any aspect of Brothership's speedrun. A huge thanks goes to everyone that joined me as I streamed these runs on Discord. Sorrel Leaf and their headmates, Fire, Owo Candy Bean, Cat 9066, Kitty Comet, Kirika Aeon, Concordia Facts, Miss Rainbow Sprinkles, and Luna Loca. As always, y'all made this far more fun of an experience than it would have been if I did this alone. You're some of the best friends a gal could ever ask for. Kinda hard to believe I've made 4 of these videos now. It's been really nice to get to go through all these with my friends every step of the way. I definitely want to do more content like this at some point, but as for Brothership challenges specifically, I've admittedly ran out of ideas. In fact, this one was only possible thanks to Kirika Aeon having the idea. I never would have thought to take on this run otherwise. The only other stuff that springs to mind are a minimum A button run, which would effectively be minimum battles but way less fun, and a true minimalist challenge, which, fuck no. Definitely not done with Brothership content as a whole, still have a lot more in my tank. Voice dubs I want to do, topics I want to cover in video essays, etc. But as far as challenge runs of the game go, this is the end of the line far as I'm concerned. Thank you all so much for tuning into my Brothership challenge runs, whether you've been there since the B button run or are just now joining us. As I like to say by now, thank you for watching. Peace out, fuckers.